everyone. My presentation here this evening relates to the appropriation information that you have received. This is basically the time of year. There are certain things that are left over, or projects that are left over that were required by law to make sure that we get those back into the budget for the current fiscal year. Nothing you see here is saying, okay, we need you to go into the general fund and pull money out to supplement or pay for this. It's already been done once. Even if you notice, like that first one at 42,650.50 transfer from surplus, what that means, it was left over in the budget. It goes back into the surplus / fund balance, and then we just pull it back out. But that's the way that has to work. So your presentation tonight, please stop me, ask questions. If I can't answer it, I'll get with someone who's more detailed in the project, but hopefully I can take care of all that for you. The first one will put a little bit of a smile on your face. It's nice and warm outside. Fire department, fire programs grant. You're looking at $42,650. That's
yeah,
the.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's the last one. I matched them up with.
Oh, it's in the back. Sorry, I just stapled mine out of order. No, you're fine.
No, you're good. I matched them up with the way they would read them on the paper, so
okay.
Made it easier. Yeah. That right there, they get $20,000 a year to be used on equipment needs from basically state fire programs. And what this is doing is giving them their $42,650.50 back to them to be used towards equipment needs. There's already 20 in the budget. So that total budget line item will become $62,650.50. And as you can see, there is no local match required, as provided through state fire programs. All right, anybody recognize anybody in that photograph? Okay. All right, Parks and Rec, the netting project, Jackson River Sports Complex. This is carrying over $71,134. Those funds were appropriated as part of a spectator safety project at the softball / baseball fields. It's been awarded. It's a waiting specialty contractor. In fact, it's already started to move. So next few weeks, I think this one, you'll see progress related to it. Computer software project, you guys know it as Munis or Tyler. I thought that was fitting. It is $59,539.67. Money's already in place. As we go through trainings or implementation costs, data, that type of thing, this money will be spent down where it'll be used towards completion of the revenue generation related to the Commissioner of Revenue and the Treasurers. All of those offices, they've worked very hard on it. Permit / code and utility billing. And we'll be finished up with those. We anticipate sometime 2020, fairly early, that we'll be complete with this. I like the cartoon. It said this software will help you manage stress as long as you don't try to install it. And that is very true. We were told from the beginning that implementation would be very tough, and it is a tough implementation. Police Department, state seizure forfeiture funds, $5,228.25. It's carryover of money received back from the state. These funds, this is actual photograph, real type thing. We get portions of those back from the state to be used within our local police department. Any questions? Again, no local dollars required for that. Maple Avenue Streetscape Phase 2. This is the portion, it's $236,334. We're again just carrying over money. It's an 80-20 grant through VDOT. This will be for engineering and partial construction on the block of Maple Avenue between Locust and Main. If you remember, there was the third part of that, which will be 80-20, but this is starting to move very well also. Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation Project Grant, $230,706 for construction of a half-mile multi-use paved trail. Involves boat slide for kayaks, canoes, parking area, and signage at the Jackson River Sports Complex. This money again is already in place. It was a 50-50 grant from the state. Your 50% is already in place. So you're not making an appropriation for anything that's not already there. Just need to carry it over because this is in process. Maple Avenue Streetscape Phase 3, $130,422.04. Again, carrying over money. It's 80-20 so far. This is for the environmental and engineering portions. This will run from Main Street to the river. So keeping in perspective, basically Main Street over to the library parking lot. And then at some point, an additional 20% once we get to Phase 3. We haven't started construction for Phase 2. That will require approximately 20% for the construction portion of it.
Do we have any idea what that's going to look like at this point, or not yet? Too far out?
Too far out. We've already got the construction there, but too far out. I mean, we've got the engineering and environmental there. Too far out on the construction though. Because that could vary anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, depending on the bid and scope of work, what is finally approved at the end. Allegheny Foundation Grant, it's $23,175. This was originally $45,000 from the foundation. Required no city match. It'll be utilized for basically paper trail Phase 1 project. Again, it's part of trying to connect everything through what we're doing in recreation and tourism. CDBG Community Block Development Grant on Jackson Street. We have $70,000 in carryover of funds. That's basically $40,000 DHCD, $30,000 of city funds for use-related feasibility of possible Jackson Street improvements. That right there is a photograph of that whole area per Google Earth. So this is getting into detail, what could be done, higher level overview, costs, those types of things.
And one thing I wanted to add, we've had some internal discussions on it. I think there's an opportunity that we could start. I know there's been robust effort at public meetings and whatnot, but making sure we maybe potentially look at creating a flyer and what the next steps are for the community and things to be aware of from that perspective, and just sort of doing like an FAQ sheet, and then also trying to have some sort of regularly scheduled internal meetings to make sure that we stay on timeline with the grant so that, you know, it remains viable for us, or that we're able to communicate any evolving requirements to the community. So I just wanted to interject that.
E911 Equipment Tower Project. These funds are in place. It's basically a drawdown. $934,340.60. These are project funds that go toward radios, equipment, tower site development and training. This is money that's already been borrowed, and payments are already being made. As milestones are met or equipment is provided, these funds will be drawn down. These are remaining funds in that project. That's the communications project. It's a joint project with Allegheny County.
And Eric will give you guys an actual project update.
We had a refuse truck purchase. From our original numbers, where we're at, $739 are remaining to be spent on the purchase of a related accessory for the truck. No appropriation, no additional dollars. Counting exercise, this money will be spent. Okay, water treatment plant, activated carbon feed system project. It's $50,000 of carryover funds. This was in the previous year's budget. They completed one project, didn't get this project right here completed. This money wasn't touched, so we're just rolling it over into the new fiscal year. This will come from the water fund reserve. The money that was left in the budget put back in goes back out. The wastewater lift station project, $105,816.85. This is carryover funds from the lift station project, which was 4 lift stations. The remainder go toward a portable generator, specifically for use in power outages and engineering related costs. The RFP process has been completed and basically moving towards availability of them. We have a successful bidder and will be procuring that portable generator. So it could be, say for example, you have a power outage on one side of town. Well, you can still run your lift station with that portable generator, or go to another section of town and keep that moving at the same time. Wastewater treatment plant, this is your EQ basin, this is your large project. Right now there's $521,000 that you took out of the fund balance of the wastewater fund. It's to be used for pre-construction and engineering services on a project. Please be mindful that we will reimburse ourselves out of project borrowing proceeds. It will go back into that. This is DEQ required project. Required. It's related to a consent order that we will receive or see at some point, and hopefully in the near future. That way we can begin the process of building this holding base. Peters Mountain landfill site project. This is a little bit of good news toward the bad news. $27,939.25 funds remaining after project to be carried over into FY20. It'll be utilized toward the cost of the generator replacement for the base tank. If you remember, I brought up the number of $18,000 last month, but that didn't include pad or electrical or anything like that. But this money we can apply towards that. Funds in place, part of a solid waste project fund. This is not general fund monies. This is a separate fund. Questions?
That was very good.
All right.
Very good.